Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Cosmos. Adam, I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is strictly my opinion on the markets. You should not take any of this as financial advice. This is only for entertainment and educational purposes. So, jumping into the weekly chart, we are on TradingView. We do have our fib level set from this low in March of 2020 all the way to this swing high in April. And now we have started our move. We broke the previous all-time high. We're getting up there. Our next target is $82 on this large fib level. So I think we can get there. I think in November that would be a nice move, but it does seem like we are set for a nice end year here with crypto. Our impulsive wave target over here is sitting at the 1.618 at $268, okay? And that may be just a quick overextension from the 1.41 for a brief period of time before we have that blow off top, okay? So make sure you have your orders set in on all these fib levels and just take profit as you go. Because if, for example, if you sell over here at $133, the price obviously can go higher, but if it goes lower, you have some fiat to buy back into the dip, and so that you can sell once again at this price and just that's just a cycle that you can repeat, which is nice. Obviously, if you're going for long-term hodling and just staking, then you don't need to look at the charts anytime soon. And one thing to keep in mind, if you start selling these bull market peaks, don't start rebuying back into the projects straight away, because you're going to need to wait for the projects to settle and bottom out. For example, if we get to this $268 price target, then altcoins usually do come back down something like 95%, right? So a 95% correction for Cosmos would be a target of $12.20, okay? So make sure not to buy back into this project when the bear market kicks in. And I'm not saying the bear market is going to be as, strong as the previous ones. We might have an 80% correction or a 90% correction. That puts it at $25. But I'm just saying that once you start getting to the previous all-time highs, then maybe start dollar cost averaging, because if you just start buying back in right when you start correcting, you're gonna be buying through the dip. Obviously, you're coming back down and you're just buying through this dip, which is nice. But I'm just saying, be careful. Don't buy in right at the start of the correction, because the projects are going to come back down in waves, and you want to just start buying down when you think it has bottomed out. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you can never catch the bottom nor the peak. Sorry about this little ramble, but just giving my thoughts on how to play the bull market end, because you need to have a plan, obviously. So looking at the weekly chart, we do seem to have like a bull pennant playing out on the weekly chart, with a major break potentially incoming, setting us for that $80 price. For that $80, yeah. So on the weekly chart, we're doing pretty well. We are above the 20 EMA a bit over here. The 20 EMA sitting at $25, which we can come back to if we'd like to. That would be good, but all I'm saying is that sometimes projects don't bounce off the 20 EMA on the weekly, just go parabolic, and then they land and get wrecked pretty much. That's what I'm expecting is going to happen with a lot of altcoins, because the biggest alt season is around the corner. Okay, now jumping to Binance, you can see this bull pennant that we have over here, and let's just set a target. So we're gonna set this little pole. Imagine this is a flag, right? This is your pole, and you set the pole as your target, and the target is going to take you to $66. My apologies, I said 80. Yeah, $66, which is pretty much the 1.272 on this fib that we have set up over here. And this fib is a rather new fib that we have. And this is just a smaller fib from this low in June to this swing high that we had I believe it was, where was it? I think it's better on the daily chart, but let's just take a look at some indicators. So on the RSI, we're doing very good. We're not overbought. You want to just start correcting down a bit. And once we get overextended, that's where you want to be selling, guys. When you get to those 85 to 90 index on the RSI, that's where you want to be selling. Right now, you want to be accumulating, okay? These dips are very precious. So the MACD has a bullish cross over here, which is great. As you can see, we're starting to curl down. Obviously, if we get a bearish cross, then the price would have already came back down and perhaps even bottomed out, because this is a lagging indicator. You only look for confirmations. So right now, I would say it's all right to buy in because it's not very much overextended. Once the moving average goes so far up and the signal line can't catch up, that's when you're overextended, okay? Looking at the stock RSI, we have started coming back down, and I would say this is good, but just keep an eye on the stock. If you end up coming back down here on the weekly, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, buy in, okay? Not a financial advice, but that's what I would do. But what can end up happening is we come back down and then have that strong move in November, October, December of this year, right? Because the bull market can get extended into March, all the way to March, right? Nobody knows, and we might get overextended a lot with these RSIs, and you never know where the peak is going to be. So you just dollar cost average your way out of a project if you're looking to exit. So yeah, and looking at the volume, yeah, we're having some bearish weeks on Cosmos Atom, but that's expected because look at the appreciation we had over here, 400%, and now we're just having a little pullback, 34%. That's literally nothing. Now jumping into the daily chart over here, we do have a bullish pattern playing out actually on Cosmos on the 4 hourly chart. It's seen better. I think it's a inverse head and shoulders. So on the daily chart, look at this perfect uptrend. An uptrend is when you make higher highs and lower and higher lows. Okay, that's your uptrend, and we're adhering to this structure very nicely right now. Now it does seem like we are in some sort of a symmetrical triangle over here. So if I just make it just like that. So this symmetrical triangle, you can have a target from that triangle from the top where it was created all the way to the bottom, and you take that trend line and place it where you think the breakout is going to happen. That takes you around about $55, $56, depends where the breakout is, but $55 to $50 is going to be your breakout target from this symmetrical triangle. Same way, if you break down, you're coming back down to $21, the golden ratio on this Fib retracement, which wouldn't be out of the question, but I'm biased towards the upside right now. But Bitcoin isn't out of the woods completely. Have the 55 EMA as a nice buy order, guys, because you may get these spontaneous wicks and pullbacks to the upside. So you may just wick off the 55 EMA on the daily chart. So keep that in mind, please. Have the buy orders in. Now, if we take a look at the RSI, I did give you this trend line over here, and as you can see perfectly, it bounced off. That was your buy opportunity. This is where you should have bought in. I told you take a look at this support line. If you lose it, you're coming back down perhaps to this one. This is where you want to buy as well. But you just bounced off over here, and then you had your move towards the upside, perhaps looking for another bounce for that double bottom, and then, pretty much skyrocketing, which I think Cosmos is going to do in this bull market. As you can see over here, same thing with Orion earlier. We have this depleting stock RSI strength. As you can see, we're not having the strong impulsive wave towards the upside. And this is perhaps what we're looking for right now, because we have bottomed out. We came all the way down here, because here, as you can see, you're not making consistent waves just because the bulls don't have that much buying power. And because you were so overextended over here, it wasn't easy to push the price up that much. But right now, I think we may start coming back up. So this is still your buying opportunity. We just barely got out of the oversold on the stock RSI, so potentially you're still good to buy. Now, the MACD, what does the MACD show us? Yeah, we are in a bearish cross on the MACD, so accumulating right now is good. So we're in a downtrend on the MACD on the daily chart. And let's jump into the 4-hourly chart. I did check the RSIs before recording the video to check if we had any divergences, and we did not. I do apologize if the drawings are going to... I do apologize if there are a lot of drawings, but it's just how I work with my charts. So we do have an inverse head and shoulders over here. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So left shoulder, right shoulder, head, right? And the target from this would be the neckline. And I would say if this is our left shoulder, this is our neckline over here, right? So you take a trend line, place it from the head to the neckline, then you place it at the neckline where the breakout is going to occur once the price is going to start breaking up. And that pretty much gives us a target of $51, which we had previously targeted, right? So a lot of bullish patterns that potentially are going to send us to this $51 price tag, $51 to $60, where we might have a pullback, right? You get to this target, you pull back to a level of support, and then you start breaking that resistance level. That's just how I see it, guys. Potentially, this is what we're going to look for. You don't want to drop below the head, right? You don't want to have a downtrend happening, because if we make a lower low, that's a downtrend essentially, right? You don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this. As you can see, we do have this trend line, which I think is going to be a nice support trend line if we end up coming back down a bit more on Bitcoin, which I don't anticipate necessarily, but I'm just going to highlight this support line. And if we do actually come back down there, it's okay to get into the project at this stage. $35.81. We almost had a wick to this trend line. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. Let me know if I missed out anything on the charts. Let me know if you're bullish on Cosmos. Cosmos is one of my favorite projects. I know it is somewhat centralized. I know, and a lot of people don't like that about crypto projects, because crypto is all about decentralization. But I think we're going to get there step by step. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Do check out the video that is on your screens right now, the playlist, and make sure to subscribe to the channel not to miss out any of these future Cosmos Atom updates. I do apologize, not upgrades. That's it. Peace out.